We'll just chat. Don't feel like any pressure.
Cool.
All good? Welcome back, everybody, to Spread the Juice. This is my new studio, and please could you all make sure you like and subscribe. That's really important to support the channel, especially if you're enjoying it. And today I'm so excited. I've got Amy Kenyon from MAFS series season 9. Is that right?
Yeah, I think
the most
so.
recent one. Yeah. And I don't even know where to start. I'm so excited. So do you want to just introduce yourself or tell everyone where you're from and things? Obviously they'll recognize you, but
so I'm Amy. I think I'm from series 9 of MAFS. I'm from Blackburn, and yeah, I think that's it.
And what do you love, Ibiza?
Yeah, love Ibiza, love my dog.
I'm so glad you came, because you've never done a podcast before, have you?
No, this is my first podcast.
I'm so honoured to have you on. Thank you. I literally feel like there's so much I want to ask you, but why haven't you done one before?
I'm just scared of oversharing. I feel like I'm sitting on a lot of tea and
Well, I think
a bit nervous to let it loose.
You might feel much better after you do.
Yeah, maybe I'll treat this like a therapy session.
Absolutely. So what did you do? Like, let's go back to the start, like where, obviously you're from Blackburn, right? Yeah. So your upbringing a little bit, and what made you go on MAFS? How did you get on and things like that?
So it's a funny story, really. So I was a wedding planner. And
what?
Yeah, I was a wedding planner for a few years, and I was really close with my sales manager. And we were just sat in the office one day, and we were speaking about how tragic my dating life was. And she said, "You'd be really good on this show. Like, why do you not apply for it? Married at First Sight." And I'd never heard of it because I didn't really watch reality TV.
Yeah.
So I applied, and
but weren't you scared at first? Married at First Sight, like it sounds scary.
No, I was like, she said to me, basically, what you do. You explain your perfect man, like personality, appearance, everything, and they're delivered to you. Obviously, that's not what fucking happened.
What did you say your perfect man was?
So, big thing for me is height. Like, so big for me. I think it's because it sounds really shallow, but I'm 5'7", and I need somebody over 6 foot.
I'm 5'7" too, and I need someone 6'2" minimum. That's like my ideal. 6 foot, I'll still have a look, but 6'2".
Yeah, anything under 6 foot, I'm like, you look like my little brother. Yeah. I don't have a little brother, but if I did,
it would be you.
Yeah. I just want to feel like, not intimidated, but like I want to feel like a woman.
Yeah, a little princess kind of.
Yeah, and I walked down the aisle, and Luke, bless him, was 5'9".
Is he 5'9"?
Yeah.
He looks tall on the telly.
Babe, I get so many people asking me how tall I am. Everyone thinks I'm a giant because obviously I look taller than him in heels. But yeah, he was 5'9". He is 5'9".
Did you know straight away you're 5'9"? I can tell.
Yeah, I was like, oh, how tall are you? It was really weird because, like, have you ever watched the film 365 Days?
Yeah.
So Massimo off that film.
Oh, I don't.
I was like, he is my ideal man.
Yeah.
So when I obviously met Luke, I was like, yeah, you've got everything right, but he's just like missing a few inches.
Yeah. Did you fancy him though, facially and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, he just freaked the shit out of me.
Yeah. I can't wait to go into it. So, okay, so you applied for MAFS, you obviously got it, and when you're walking down the aisle, what did you feel before you went down the aisle?
I've literally never been as nervous in my whole entire life. I felt like I was going to burst into tears. I just remember being stood there with my dad, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But then I didn't really want to go ahead the whole way through the application process. And one of the casting members said to me, he was like, come on, let's just see how far you get. Let's see how far you get.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of like tumbled. And then I remember somebody said to me, like, Amy, you'd have to be blind and deaf not to fancy this man. So I just thought I was just fighting to see this man.
Yeah.
And then I saw him.
Okay, so you're walking down the aisle. At any point did you think, I'm not going to do this anymore? Like, as in before you walked down the aisle?
Yeah, just before the doors were about to open, I thought, I can't do this. I can't do it.
Oh, my God.
But then he just pulled him over and I had to.
You had to, yeah.
I thought, oh, my God, I'm going to cry.
So your dress, how did it feel wearing a wedding dress for the first time, I presume?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Was it amazing?
Yeah.
Did you get to choose it?
Yeah, I got to choose my dress. Yeah, it was absolutely stunning. I loved it. I love a sleeve.
Yeah. I remember your dress. Was it quite, I think you had like a nice little cleavage as well.
Yeah, it was like Bardo with like 4 sleeves, big slit up the leg.
Amazing.
But
he obviously fancied you straight away, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he made,
Well, that's what he made out on TV. What was it like behind the scenes? So you obviously met him. Did you kiss at the altar?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Were you a bit scared too?
I always said, like, if, like, he, like, knocked me off my feet, really fancied him, I would kiss him.
Mm-hmm.
But I did really fancy him, but it was his, like, demeanour and the way he behaved with me that just made me feel really uneasy.
Yeah.
I remember after the ceremony, I actually went to you do these things called Voxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a one-on-one interview. Mm-hmm. And the producers said to me, like, is this the kind of guy that you'd approach at the bar? And I burst into tears, and I was just like, no, he's a creepy guy I'd avoid at the bar. Like, I thought, I'm going to have to share a bed with this guy. Like, he really made me feel uneasy. And I thought, how am I going to get through these next few weeks?
Really? Because they didn't show that, did they?
No.
They didn't, because from my memory, you almost seemed a bit unsure, but you seemed a little bit more onto him than not, I would say, from what they portrayed.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I feel like, but he was very full on.
Oh, and it was so much more than you actually saw on TV. Oh, my God.
Way.
He must have winked at me at the altar like 12 times. And he put the ring on my finger and he was like, you have such beautiful fingers. And I was like, oh.
Ick.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Oh, my God. Didn't he kiss your hand? I remember you
Yeah.
kissed.
He was like, hello, baby. I was like, goodbye.
I can't go with him. So... Okay, so after the wedding night, you went on your honeymoon. Where did you go for that?
We went to the Bahamas.
Oh, wow.
Which was also crazy because I went to the exact same place with my ex-boyfriend a few years before.
The exact same hotel?
No, so we went on a cruise, and the hotel that me and Luke went to on our honeymoon was right at the cruise port.
Oh, my God, that's mad. Flashbacks.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
How was the honeymoon with Luke? So were there any times where you kind of thought, oh, actually, I like him, this could work? Or
Yeah, so the honeymoon was kind of the turning point for me. So obviously, he freaked me out on the wedding day. We had to sleep in the same bed together that night. But I put like a big pillow of... sorry.
It's okay, don't worry.
I put like a big pillow barrier in between us, and I was like, this is a sausage barrier.
Yeah.
Do not cross the sausage barrier.
No sausages across the sausage barrier.
You stay over there with your sausage.
Yeah. Did he try and cross it?
No, and it was nice. He made me feel comfortable. It was fine. And then we obviously flew the next morning. On the plane, absolutely fine. We actually kissed on the plane, like was speaking loads, but I was like, I think, what was I doing? I was watching like cartoons and he was like playing Sudoku. I can't even say it.
Sudoku.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not sure this is going to work. Yeah. I was watching Minions.
Minions and Sudoku, just completely opposite. But then kind of opposites attract, I guess, in some ways.
Yeah, not in this case.
No, not in this case. When did you... If you did, because from what it looked like, you lost the ick a bit and you kind of did like him. So when did that kind of start, if that did start?
On the honeymoon. So I don't know if you've watched all the seasons of MAFS. I only watched the one previous to me to sort of learn, like sort of like get an insight on what actually happens.
Yeah.
And they always make the couples do this cringy, awful massage scene. And I said, I do not want to do the massage scene. So I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to be touched. I just don't feel comfortable. And they were sort of pressing and pressing and pressing. And I said, I don't want him touching me.
Yeah.
So they said, would you touch him? And I was like, ugh, not really. Like, I'm not, like, people like get on top of them and like straddle them.
Yeah,
it's just not me.
Yeah, especially
behind closed doors.
With someone you fancy.
Yeah, like I'll do whatever. Like anything. But no, like, ugh.
No.
But I did it.
Oh, you did it?
I did it, yeah. And instead of him like being, I keep calling him creepy, but that's what it was. Instead of him being creepy, he made it funny.
Yeah.
And it was enjoyable, and I really appreciated him for that. So that's when I thought like, like maybe I like this guy. But it was always in the back of my mind. So, like, back to the wedding day, his speech, it was like reading out a CV.
Yeah.
I felt like he was selling himself.
Yeah.
His best man's speech, his best man told me that Luke wrote his best man's speech. The best man's speech was also like a huge CV. And I just thought...
Like ChatGPT or something?
he was literally a ChatGPT king. He used to go to the library because we wasn't allowed our phones and search things on chat, like write me poems and read me poems that was off ChatGPT. Everything was ChatGPT. Everything was rehearsed before every scene. He would tell me, I'm going to say this in this scene. I'm like, please don't tell me because you make me feel awkward.
Fucking robot.
Yeah,
What the hell?
I couldn't deal with it.
Do you feel like production pressured you to do that scene where he was touching you then?
I did, yeah. Like, it did make me feel uncomfortable. I would have rather not done it.
Yeah.
But I'm such a pushover and I'm so, like,
Yeah.
I'm such a people pleaser. And
Yeah.
I think that, if it's going to make your life kind of easier, then whatever. But I was glad that I did that.
Oh, you're glad you did it?
Yeah, I'm glad I did that.
That's good. So that scene made you kind of respect him a bit more and think, okay, let me give this guy a bit of a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
So on the honeymoon, if you don't mind me asking, were you sexually active or
No.
no?
We weren't.
Not at all.
Nope. So I have a 5-date rule and I made that clear to him.
Yeah.
And on the honeymoon, he was like, oh, why don't we just up it to like an 8-day rule? And I was like, yeah, cool.
Sweet.
Like, even better. Like, perfect. So,
Yeah.
yeah, nothing happened on the honeymoon. We were obviously kissing and things, but yeah, we weren't intimate on the honeymoon, which...
Okay, so how long were you there for on the honeymoon?
6 days.
6 days, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 6-date rule. So.
Exactly. Yeah, but I was taking the dates very
yeah.
seriously.
Making the days really long.
Yeah. Can't do 2 dates in one day.
No, exactly. So when you came back, what happens next on MAFS? Is it the home? No, do you live together straight away, don't you?
Yeah. So it was a bit... So I went in halfway through, which I was also petrified about. So you sort of find out that you're going on to the show.
Yeah.
And then, like, 3 weeks before I was meant to be, like, finding out my wedding day, I get a call saying, oh, you're going to be going in partway through. And my anxiety literally took over. I was crying. I thought, oh, my God. I was so petrified to walk into a group of already established...
Couples, yeah.
Yeah, but it was more the girls.
Girls, yeah.
Because I've just had experiences in the past before, like, starting new jobs and girls sort of, like...
You're the pretty girl. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
So, no, but it's true. You're a pretty blonde then, and the girls will feel threatened. I think they did, from what I remember when you walked in. I can't remember specifically when you walked in, but it is a threatening situation because they've just found their partner, and if they're into their partner, they'll feel threatened.
And I think that's obviously what they wanted to happen.
Of course.
But I'm not a man stealer. I'm not the kind of person to do that. So that was never going to happen. But yeah,
you're not a Hannah.
No, I'm not a Hannah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so when you were coming in halfway through, your anxiety was revolved around the girls mainly, not so much the guy you were going to meet.
Yeah. No, like didn't really on the wedding day. That was like the wedding was at the back of my mind. It was like entering this dinner party with all these girls like judging me.
Girls
and,
can
like,
be horrible.
Yeah, because you do though, don't you? When you see somebody, you judge them.
I'm like it anywhere I go. Like if I'm going to a social situation, whether I'm at the start or in the middle or whatever, I feel anxiety in case people whisper, people make you feel uncomfortable. It's not nice.
Yeah.
But how was it though when you were first introduced to the girls?
Well, it was, so the day we landed back from the honeymoon, we got put in like a holding hotel, and the next morning we were literally going into the dinner party, and production accidentally put our numbers into all the other cast members' phones. So that night I get a phone call from this random number, and it's all the cast in the room like, oh my God, like, are you a new cast member? What's your name? There's someone in the background like, you better not be skinny and brunette. And I was like, oh my God,
I'm skinny and blonde though.
But they all made me feel like that took a massive weight off my shoulders, I think. And if I didn't receive that phone call, I don't think I'd have been able to walk in.
Yeah.
I was honestly petrified.
So that phone call just made you feel at ease. Was it very bantery?
Yeah. And I love banter. It was just that one girl that said I better not be skinny and brunette, I think.
Was that Polly?
Yes.
Yeah. Poor Polly. She was heartbroken the whole way through. Oh, actually, do you get on with her? No.
No, she's blocked.
Okay, yeah. I thought so. we'll get on to that. But yeah, so you've entered, you're with Luke. How were you and Luke at the point where you enter, and how did it feel seeing all the other couples?
Yeah, it was really nice. We were in a really good place when we came back from the honeymoon. I felt like I really, really liked him. He really supported me, obviously, with my nerves going into that dinner party. It was just, we were in a really good place. It was really nice. you enter into this like mixer, sit down, speak to everybody, and then you go into like the actual dinner party. And I just I'll remember it to this day, like the way it made me feel. So you do this thing called like honesty box, where the honesty box goes around the table. And I can't remember for the life of me what the question was, but it really pissed me off. And nobody understood why it pissed me off so much. It was a question, and it was something like, Luke, what are you most afraid of in this experiment? And he stood up out of his chair and he was like, Amy, I'm most scared that you're going to break my heart. And I went, fuck off.
Did you say that?
Yeah, they didn't show it. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you've literally known me for 7 days. And I remember Hannah was sat at the other side of the table and she was like, Amy, I think he's just like... And I said, no.
Don't.
This isn't Romeo and Juliet. It's not Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I didn't come in here for a performance. Like, I came in to meet somebody and this is what I've got. The life fell out of me and I thought, fuck.
So you went into there thinking, oh, we're in a good place.
It got worse. As soon as he was in front of people.
Acted up.
Oh, my God.
Was he a different person in front of people?
Oh, my God. Yeah. Obsessed with me. Doted over me. Like, he worshipped the ground that I walked on.
But then behind closed doors, didn't even get breakfast, did you? I remember something about breakfast, didn't he?
This really wound me up as well. So every morning we'd wake up, I'd get up at like 6 a.m. I'd make him a coffee in bed. I'd get myself ready, make breakfast. And then as soon as all the camera crew came in, Luke, do you want to make Amy a coffee? Do you want to make Amy breakfast? And I'd be like,
this is not what he's been doing.
I'd be like, yeah, no worries, Luke. And I remember he made me, I always ate bran flakes. I always ate bran flakes and grapes. Love bran flakes and grapes. Really weird breakfast.
I love bran flakes too.
Yeah, put grapes in them.
I've got
change
them in
your
the
life.
cupboard at home.
But yeah, he made me them one morning, and I remember he passed them to me. This is probably why I came across as such a bitch. Passed me the bowl, and I was like, "Bloody hell, you can tell you've never made me one of them before." There was like 3 grapes floating and 6 bran flakes with 6 pints of milk in there.
What the hell?
I couldn't contain like my frustration.
You shouldn't have to. Do you
I
feel...
came across as a massive see you next Tuesday.
I don't think you did. I think that's in your head a lot. I do, because being in the same industry, I feel like if a few people say something, you automatically think you're this negative person. But I don't think you did, and I've not really seen you get loads of hate. But I know,
babe, Cosmopolitan wrote an article about me saying the hate towards Amy from MAFS needs to stop. That's how bad it was.
But what about Hannah?
Surely
honestly, she got more hate than you.
No.
Surely.
No. People sort of felt sorry for Hannah and like were on Hannah's side because of the way the edit was cut.
Yeah.
They didn't sort of show what riled the other girls up so much to an extent. Yeah. Obviously, I don't agree with the way Hannah was treated 100% of the time, but a lot of the times, I don't know how to explain it, but she created those issues.
Yeah, I mean...
And I said that to her face. I told her a cunt many times to her face. Yeah. And to be fair, she did hold her hands up and say, like, yeah, fair enough. Like, sorry.
Like, I'm like... I need to be careful what to say too, but I'm very aware of how edits work and stuff. And I met someone called Sam Klein who was on Love is Blind, and he was amazing in real life, but I hated him on the TV, so whatever. But Hannah... I can see why girls treated her like that personally. Because she tried to steal everyone's man. I'm sorry, but once you start that, you don't deserve any respect or anything, really, because she really was. And she was also trying to steal everyone's man and then acting like she wasn't. And I know you were friends with her. Are you friends with her still?
No.
You're not friends with her? I mean, more. We'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, I did feel sorry for some of the girls on there for getting... called bullies. You didn't know because you were on her side and you looked but that's the thing, you were very mutual in the situation, so I don't know why you would. I can't see how you got hate, honestly.
I think the situation with
I know, dead, buried, deceased.
Done, dead, deceased.
Dead, deceased.
I think people hated me so much because they couldn't resonate. It was mostly like when you looked at the profiles, it was like middle-aged women, like single, dog as a profile photo, children, probably been cheated on.
Yeah.
Like, not that I'm like labeling anybody, but they were the women that were literally just tearing me apart. And I think the reason is because they couldn't understand why I didn't like him. They couldn't understand why this like gorgeous man was like throwing himself at me. Like,
but it was all fake, and he was a liar. He lied to you so much, and he was so cringe. You asked him to tone it down with the sexual comments. I actually remember you so well on there because of how inappropriate he was, even down to the pottery scene where you had said how many times, stop turning everything sexual.
Baby, asked to use my face as a fucking chair. And I felt like saying to these people, what do you want me to do? Say, yeah, one sec, babe. Let me just lie on the floor, spread your cheeks.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say?
His face is a chair, you mean?
No, he wanted to use my face as a chair. He wanted to sit on my face with his asshole on my face.
I thought he meant you sit on his face.
No.
Both are sexual, but that one's different level.
Yeah. But apparently he likes that with men also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is good juice, actually.
Yeah, I've got a lot of juice.
Oh, my God. I love that.
Shouldn't have said that.
No, but he was... How do you know that? Go on, tell me.
Just...
Do you want some champagne?
Yeah.
Have another sip.
Post-show, I've had a lot of people reach out to me with crazy stories.
I'm not surprised, though. I mean...
Why do you think he doesn't work in the prison anymore? Why do you think he
work...
wasn't at the reunion?
He used to work in the prison?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's mad. What? He was a prison officer?
Yeah, for children.
What?
Yeah, I know.
For children, as in juvies, yeah.
Mm.
No, he's not well.
No, he's not well.
He doesn't come across well the way he was licking your dog's mouth out, pretty much.
Mm.
They were literally getting it on the floor.
Yeah.
Weren't they?
Yeah.
It was very weird.
And 1 minute he loved John, and then we went to the park on another scene which wasn't shown, and he hated him and he was embarrassing. And then another scene when we were in bed together, I said, like, John's embarrassing because he barks all the time. And he said, babe, like, he's a dog. And I was like...
Make your mind up who you are. Man. Yeah. So, if you don't mind me asking, did you sleep with him?
Yes.
And when did you sleep with him?
I think it was after the first or second dinner party.
Yeah.
I think.
And how was that? Did you feel connected? Was it good? Was it weird?
Well, I was expecting, with all like the sexual comments and sexual remarks, I was expecting it to be, like 15 out of 10 performance.
Naughty.
But usually the people that feel like they need to speak about sex a lot are usually the ones that aren't very good at it.
Yeah. Has he got a big dick?
Average.
Average, okay.
Average, yeah, average, yeah. He, I don't know if you know about the car parking in the garage scene.
Go on.
So basically, I asked him once why he... I don't know how to word it. I asked him once why he wasn't doing a certain thing in a certain place.
In the bum?
No. Why does everyone always think it's a bum?
What do you mean?
I'm sick of talking about my asshole. No,
I remember you talking about it on there as well. Yeah. Is that right?
Oh, everyone I meet in the streets are like, can I terrorise you bum? I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Right, so basically, I asked him why he didn't come inside me.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And then when we had this conversation, he was like waffling on about all this bollocks, saying, I'm really respectful. My parents taught me not to do that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, babe, really? I'm on the pill. I'm not a hooker that you've just picked up from the side of the street.
Yeah.
Why would I want children with you? Like,
yeah.
I've just met you, whatever. And he said, right, we need to do a scene with Charlene. We need to get Charlene into our apartment and we need to speak.
Oh, yeah, Charlene, yeah.
The sex expert.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I said, I'm not speaking about you spaffing inside me on national television. I'm not doing it.
Spaffing.
Sorry.
That word.
But
so that Blackburn word.
That was a conversation. So no spaff. No. And he promised me, he was like, we won't do it.
Where did he used to spaff?
Well, it's coming.
Okay.
So, literally.
Oh, I'm done. This is the best.
So, we then go into a dinner party and there's a scene with another groom at a mixer. And Luke starts speaking about this analogy, and Keegan's saying like, oh, how's it going with you and Amy? And Luke's like, well, mate, she told me not to say anything about this, and I just want to keep it private between me and you. Meanwhile, there's 40 fucking cameras surrounding you in a room.
The whole world's watching.
Yeah. And I just thought this was so... You don't realise when you're watching it on a TV screen, like, but when you know how calculated that is, when you're in that situation and you know that he's purposely done that to humiliate me.
Yeah.
You can't even explain, like, the way it makes you feel. Like, we're meant to be... I always said to him, like, we're meant to be in this together. Like, it's me and you. Like, I was there for him so much, like, behind the scenes with all this stuff that kept coming out.
Yeah.
And the fact that he did that to me, literally, it like, broke my heart. It really, really upset me.
Yeah.
And the reason I asked him why he wasn't coming inside me is because he was coming on my back and eating it. And when I say eating it, he wasn't just like... he needed a straw. Like, he was sucking it up like Henry Hoover. And any last bits that were still remaining on my back, he went back for more.
Why?
I said to it, when he first did it, I was like, don't know how to feel about that. I was like, I know you like the gym and getting your protein in. But yeah. I quite like strange things, but yeah, I've never had somebody drink the cum off my back like a fucking milkshake.
Oh my God, this is the best.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And
did you ask him, why do you do that?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He was like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But since the show, one of his ex-girlfriends, I don't really want to speak about this too much because she's doesn't feel comfortable. She was telling me like all these horror stories.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, like, should I believe this? And we were having a conversation and she said, I didn't mention anything about the cum, nothing. Mm-hmm. And she said, we were speaking about him like having relationships with men and like being a male escort. And she said, well, he loves to eat his own cum. And I thought, that's when the penny dropped. I thought, oh my God, everything that this girl is saying is true.
That would knock me sick. Did it not knock you sick?
I didn't really know how to feel about it. Because
if you got feelings for someone, which I presume you did a little bit at this time, then I guess you try and work out how to accept it in a way, especially as a wife, which you were at the time. But then looking back, surely it knocks you sick. Like I've never had that, and I've done some weird stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like
it's like more than gay though. Like it's fine if he's gay, but he's obviously hiding it.
Yeah.
And is he a male escort?
Yeah. Yeah, that's his best man at his wedding. If you search, can't remember what escort page it is, but his best man's still on the page, but Luke's obviously removed himself from it. That's how they met. And there was a scene on MAFS where I absolutely went ham at Luke.
When he lied about his job?
It was a scene with my friends, and I was screaming in his face.
And the ring.
Yeah, and I was really, 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 like, ashamed of myself for that. But when, on the wedding day, I asked him about this butler in the buff thing, and he said to me, I said, do you still do it? And he said, no, I don't do it anymore. And I just, with me, I don't know what it is, but I know when someone's lying.
Me too.
And I knew that he was lying. And I said, are you lying? Because if you are, that's not okay. And he was like, no, I'm not lying. And I was like, good, because honesty's the best.
I remember you saying it.
Then I saw my friends. They showed me his Instagram. 2 weeks before, he was wearing a fucking Santa pinny with two girls straddling him and on a male escort site.
And then when you confronted him about it, he lied again, didn't he? About it, I'm pretty sure. And there was didn't you say there was a photo when you went to his house that he'd cut? You said he had cut the photo?
Don't even get me started on that.
Go on, spill.
So we get to his house at Homestays and he runs inside to turn the heating on. And I don't know what's going on with this house. I don't know if it's his parents' house. His parents were in the house before we arrived. His parents flew back to Malta when we arrived. And I think what they'd done is they'd gone to the house, they put all these things on the fridge, they'd done all his house up for him, tidied up, like made it look all nice. And then he'd gone in and like checked to see like what the situation was.
Yeah.
Cut the photo in half, put the other half in the bin. But I literally had no idea that he'd done that. Like, producers didn't even tell me like that this had happened.
Yeah.
I just noticed it and I thought, why have you got a photo of yourself on your fridge? and it was
why would he not
wonky.
just throw it away?
Yeah. And then the scene after that, literally, I'm not joking, he was threatening to put his face through the window. He was banging his glass on the kitchen side. Like, oh my God, like, I can't, like, literally, like, we had to cut the scene. Producers had to go outside and they were like, oh my God, like, we can't carry on filming with him. He's literally, like, having a nervous mental breakdown. And I said to him, I said, Luke, if you're actually not acting right now, then this needs to stop. Like, what are we doing? Like, your mental health is more important. Like, I don't want to carry on if this is what's like going on. Anyway, he was like, no, let's carry on filming the scene. Let's carry on filming. And I was like,
this guy's nuts.
Yeah. So I went out to the producers. They were stood outside and I said, give me 5 minutes with him. I said, leave our microphones on and let me go and speak to him.
Yeah.
So I went back in and I said, like, Luke, if you're actually being serious, if you actually do have this, oh God, there's just so much more I've not told you. Basically, when I kept pulling him up about the lies, he came out that he'd got, he was a recovering addict, a recovering gambling addict.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't speak about gambling on Channel 4.
Really?
So every single time he lied to make himself look better, he knew if he mentioned gambling, the scene would get cut. So every single time, obviously, like, I'm walking out of scene and, like, ripping my mic off and stuff. Everyone thinks I'm ripping my mic off and walking out of scene because I'm pissed off that he lied to me about how many girlfriends he had.
But that's fair enough, by the way. Definitely, because didn't he say he'd never had, or he'd had one, or whatever it was?
He said he didn't know at first.
Yeah.
Then he asked me what a girlfriend was. Then he said, I don't know, I think it was like 1. Then he said 3. Then he said 4. Then he said 8. Then it was 16. I don't know.
Mate, I'd do more than walk out and throw my mic. If the guy I was married, you're married, remember. It's not just, it must be such a head fuck because you've just met this person. You're obviously trying to treat it like a marriage, but realistically it's like you've been seeing them for a week or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I interrupted you then, sorry. So okay. He said, did he keep bringing up gambling then?
Yeah, every single, and I just felt like he was just constantly trying to silence me. I felt backed into a corner. I felt silenced by, like, the awkward comments, because obviously when he was saying sexual comments, everyone in the room was laughing at my expense. Yeah. And that made me feel uncomfortable and, like, a little bit...
Yeah.
Like, fair enough, you say it in the bedroom. Yeah, cool, like, whatever, like, let's do it. But, like, there's, like, 6 other people in the room. Like, what am I supposed to say back to that?
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. And then the lying to make yourself look better. And then when I'm trying to confront you about the lies, then bringing up something that you know can't be heard on TV. How am I supposed to... What am I supposed to do in that situation?
No, it's a proper mess that he would put you in that situation. Did you feel like you had any support within the other people on MAFS?
All the cast absolutely saw straight through him. Absolutely saw straight through him. We went on a retreat at the beginning, and this scene wasn't aired either. Excuse me. But Luke did a scene with Nathan, who was married to Lacy. And I remember afterwards, Nathan and Lacy came over to me and they were like, Amy, just to let you know, like, Luke's just been making out that you're an alcoholic in this scene. And I was like, sorry, what? And he was like, yeah, like, he's fully making out that, like, you're an alcoholic and he's worried about you and, like, he's worried about your drinking habits. And I said, we're at dinner parties and he's literally pouring me wine like a waiter and, like, what?
That's bizarre.
Yeah, and I confronted him about it, and he was like, oh, no, I don't think that you have a problem now. I've seen all the other people drinking. But he also said he didn't drink, but he did. He just wasn't drinking on camera. He did drink.
He's obviously manipulating everything, manipulating you, manipulating production, the scene, other cast members, everything.
But I said to production, I said, why didn't you air the fact that he was trying to make out that I was an alcoholic? And they said... Amy, we can't air things like that because obviously, like, if your job see that and then they think you're an alcoholic. And I said, yeah, but I can prove I'm not an alcoholic. I can't prove that I'm not this stuck up, like, princess that nobody can do anything right for.
How do you feel about the production now? You've kind of come away from it and I don't know if you've watched it back or not, but things that have happened. Do you feel like you were treated unfairly or do you feel like it was okay?
To be fair, I don't have anything bad to say about the production or welfare. I really, really loved them. They actually said to me, like, quite obviously, I didn't understand at the time because I didn't understand the way that they could cut things and manipulate things. But a lot of the times, they did keep saying to me, like, Amy, like, you need to have some empathy for him. And I was like, how can I have empathy for him when
I wouldn't.
when he's behaving like this?
Yeah,
but I didn't know. Obviously, I would just look like a hard face.
You really didn't. So talk to me about the other girls and guys on the show, because I know you got along with, is it Adam? Yeah, you got along with Adam. And what girls did you get along with?
I got along with everybody, really. I don't think there was one girl I didn't get on with.
Is there anyone who you particularly, like, who were you really close to?
Really close on the show, believe it or not, Polly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So why did that fizzle out?
I don't know. Like, I had a lot of time for her. Like, I spent so much time with her and Adam. Obviously, sorry, I just burped. Excuse me. Prosecco.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with her and Adam because they were in the apartment above me. Do I have a Sula?
Oh, what?
A Sula.
What's that?
Sweaty upper lip alert.
I've never heard of that. A Sula.
Sweaty upper lip alert.
You don't. You definitely don't. But I love
sweating.
It is hot with the aircon.
It's doing its thing.
Is it?
Is it?
It's because it's on the hour.
Okay.
10 minutes after.
Oh, right, okay.
You tell me if I've got sweat patches for that.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Whew. What was I saying? Polly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Polly and Adam lived in the apartment above mine and Luke's. And I didn't really spend a lot of time with Luke off camera.
Yeah.
He didn't want to spend any time with the rest of the cast. So...
What did he do off camera? Oh, he came with you?
No, he wouldn't. He didn't like anybody. He always used to say, I have to put a mask on to go in. But he said this on camera as well and he didn't show it. We used to be on our way to the dinner parties and he was like, I'm going to put my mask on. And I'd be like, why are you saying you're putting a mask on? Like, because I feel like I need to entertain these people. Like,
no, you don't.
They're childish, they're not classy and blah, blah, blah. Like, why didn't you show him saying that?
Savage.
Whatever.
Can we talk about Adam, right? Because of course there's loads of speculation. We know that Adam was obsessed with you, in love with you. I don't know.
Oh no, he actually wasn't.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
Now he is, or what? I don't know. I've seen stuff where.
I feel like I need to set the story straight.
Go on,
for Adam.
you set it straight. Go on.
And I'm probably going to regret saying this, but
no, go.
So it comes across like it was all Adam for me, and Adam absolutely adored me and was obsessed with me. But it was sort of like both ways, if not more. I think Adam always, on the show, I only ever saw Adam as a friend. I never even looked at him in that way. He was literally my friend's partner, and that was that. We did couple swap together. Obviously, I spent so much time with Adam and Polly. We had the conversation about me staying in the bed. That's why before we did the couple swap, Polly went into the bedroom and stuck a photo of Polly and Adam above the bed. So, like, the viewers didn't click on that she already knew that we were going to be sharing a bed because she stuck the photo up there.
Yeah.
She would have stuck it above the sofa.
Yeah.
Like, if that was ever going to be the case. And it wasn't until, like, after the show that me and Adam sort of, not like made a connection, but he was just there for me so much because I struggled so much with all the trolling. And Luke was kind of like fueling the trolling and playing victim. And it literally, like, every episode I was crying, like I couldn't watch it back, and I was just being attacked. And he was just there for me, like, and it literally, not maybe like, he just felt like my safe space.
Yeah.
And it was me that thought, like, do I like him? Like, could this be a thing kind of thing?
Yeah.
It was sort of like me. But yeah, it just, and we thought about it, and, like, obviously, like, the reunion when we were, like, really, like, flirty and things, everyone was pushing it.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh my God, like, is this a thing? Like, do we have a vibe? But then we didn't want to destroy the vibe that we had, and I feel like...
Have you ever kissed?
I can't tell you.
Have you ever had sex?
No.
Okay, so that means they've kissed and not
been
had
on
sex.
5 days.
Huh? Oh, no, I know, I will.
Here we go.
But you went on holiday together, though, didn't you?
Yeah, we went on a cruise together. It was amazing.
Oh, my God, it looks so coupley from the outside.
I know.
So there's no future for you and Adam like that?
No, unfortunately not.
I actually
no.
thought you were together.
He will be in my life forever.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I love him. I think he was great on the show as well. I feel like he got put in a really difficult position because, yeah, he didn't fancy Polly. And this is one thing that I don't like about MAFS is I always feel like if the man doesn't fancy the woman, and I'm not saying Polly is this, but if the woman is slightly curvy or whatever, they always make out that the man is like fat shaming and stuff, or like being rude to curvy women. It's like, no, you can have a type. Like, you genuinely can.
It's like me saying I want a tall man.
Me too. Like, I would never look at a man below 6 foot. I just wouldn't.
You can't help what you find attractive.
I'm not fucking heightist or whatever it's called. I don't know. But it's unfair. And I just think that even with the Hall and all them, I think they really did attack Adam for being unfair to Polly, and I really don't think he was. So yeah, I want to skip through a few things. Your surgery I want to talk about, because I saw that in the paper that you had the fox brow, didn't you?
Yes.
How was that? Painful?
No, you know. I went for my boobs redone. So I always had to get my boobs redone after 10 years. And I don't know, I feel like the trolling did impact me a lot. And
I read that you did it because of trolling. Is that true?
Not like 100%, but like if somebody's going to offer me something to make me look younger, I'm going to go for it. Like,
what is this trolling? I don't think you did anything wrong. Like, I don't know.
Oh, babe, I had Lady Penelope, Buzz Lightyear, Scream Mask, Crimson Chin.
What?
Like, she looks 40, she looks 60. Fakest person I've ever met. Look like fakest looking person I've ever seen in my life. I don't have any filler in my chin or in my jaw.
But you don't look like you do. I think it's because it's your first time getting trolled and it's probably overwhelmed you.
Yeah.
And TikTok's the worst place for trolling, I find anyway. I don't know. Instagram's bad, but TikTok for me is the worst.
I found Facebook.
Really?
Facebook really bad. Really bad.
I don't personally use... I mean, I do now for this, but yeah, is it really bad on there?
Yeah. I laugh about it now, but like... I don't know, I think like going back into the reunion, because I did have big lips on the show, and watching it back, I thought, Jesus Christ, I didn't realise my lips were that big, let's get them dissolved. Got them dissolved, went back into the reunion thinking no one can say anything about me now.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling through Facebook, and this girl had like took a photo of me on the TV and put it in this Facebook group, and there was like 300 comments on there, like just like absolutely ripping my appearance apart. And I was just like, why?
How do you deal with trolling now? Do you just not? It's best not to look. That's
I'm just like, thanks, babes. You too.
Exactly.
This woman keeps like commenting on my photos, calling me a boot.
A boot?
Oh, thanks, babe.
What the?
She looks like a fucking boot.
Babe, the stuff I get daily, I just don't... The way that these people that are trolling you look like, just don't even take any notice of it.
Yeah, I know.
I think you're beautiful, and I think your fox eye looks amazing. I want it now.
I don't feel like I look too different.
No, you don't look different. I mean, I didn't think there was anything...
I wanted more.
Yeah. I can notice it a little bit here. It's like this.
Do you think?
Yeah. But I didn't think you needed it, though. I didn't think, she needs fox eye or anything like that.
I just wanted my eyes to be like up a bit at the sides.
And it doesn't hurt?
No. No, not at all.
So, Holly. Friends with Holly?
Yeah.
I love Holly.
Yeah, I like Holly.
What happened with her and Alex in a short?
Short story. Very toxic.
Because he didn't come to any of the reunions or anything.
Yeah, there was a lot of things in the media about him which I don't believe were true. I don't know if they were true, whatever. I don't believe that. But yeah, obviously Channel 4 didn't really want to have anything to do with him after. Because
my ex, I think, slept with her, and he told me that he... I might cut this out, but he was involved. Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't think it was true.
I loved Holly on the show. I thought she came across really well. And what about Hannah? So let's finish on Hannah, because obviously she was not a favourite. I mean, I don't know, you're saying that people felt sorry for her. I don't personally see that. But what do you feel now, like looking back? Because you're not friends with her anymore, but you were supportive at the time.
Yeah, for me, I always said this to Hannah, and I was always crystal clear with everybody.
Yeah.
I entered the experiment at the same time as Hannah, and I didn't know her. I knew everybody else as much as I knew her.
Yeah.
And me as a person, as I mentioned, I've been singled out by girls before, and I never, ever, ever want another girl to feel that way. Which is why I sort of like took Hannah under my wing.
Yeah.
I said to Hannah the whole way through, I don't agree with your behaviour, I don't agree with what you're doing, but I'm here for you as a friend.
Yeah.
I'll give you advice. Called her a cunt a few times, but she always, I think with Hannah, like, she just acts on impulse, and I don't think she copes very well if the attention isn't on her.
Yeah.
And she just struggles in situations she struggles to deal with certain situations. Absolutely, and she just doesn't help herself. And I tried so fucking hard all the way through the show to help her, post-show as well, but some people just can't be helped.
So why are you not friends now?
For me, I'm at an age, and if you're not bringing positive energy into my life...
This is what I say all the time.
Yeah. Like, if you're toxic, I don't want it. I want positive people, positive energy.
Yeah.
If you make my life happy, if I want to be around you, amazing. If not, snip, snip, goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what's happened.
Is there anything else you want to get off your chest? Just have a little think, because if there's any more juice that you've got...
I don't know.
Anything? Who else was in your show? You got Orson, Rochelle.
You look at you, he's like...
Go on.
Talk about reunions, like what you thought of like the other cast members from like years before, because obviously everyone comes in with some kinds of sort of stigma, thinking that they're good and shit like that. So what are your thoughts on them?
Okay. Them. Yeah, the reunion was kind of crazy, if I'm honest. Everyone was all like questioning, like, why are the old cast coming in? But I think it's because like none of our cast had love stories. Like, well, we were all fucked basically.
It feels like everyone was fake. Like, was the Nathan and Lacy thing? Did you think that was fake at the time? Because from the reunion, it looks like Lacy was blagging the whole thing from the reunion.
I can't comment on that.
But she did fool me. And people do things for telly. Like, it is a TV show. That's what everyone needs to remember. But it just, I don't know. I really like her, by the way.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah. Really bad.
Well,
I just can't cope with how fake people are. I can't deal with it.
Do you think that was fake?
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole way?
Yeah.
Was it at all apparent during?
Yeah. Certain things were said. Like, stuff about, like, OK magazine deals and apparently, like, all the other girls are the competition kind of thing, so not to be friends with them.
Yeah. So do you think it was just fake on Lacy's side and not Nathan's?
I don't know.
Because he looked gutted at the reunion.
Yeah, I don't know if... I feel like Lacy liked Nathan a lot more than Nathan liked Lacy. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I've been in certain situations with Lacy where, like, she sort of, like, attacked Nathan, come across, like, quite hostile.
That is crazy.
In front of a group of people.
Was that at the reunion?
No, this was at a night out in Manchester. Yeah, I did, like,
really?
a catwalk and I invited everybody.
Yeah.
And when Lacy walked in, I was stood with Nathan and Adam and she was like, you're not flirting with Nathan, are you? And I was like, fucking hell. I'm just existing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Are you still friends with her? Who are you still friends with now?
I'm friends. I've never really been close with Lacy. I don't really have, like, a problem with her or anything. I just didn't get a vibe from her. Mm-hmm. I'm still close with Holly. Just been to Ibiza with Sasha. That was amazing.
Oh
love
my God, Sasha.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah.
Really close with Adam, Orson, Kieran. Mm-hmm. Still speak to Emma, Stina. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Amy, I've absolutely loved having you on Spread the Juice. I feel like there's so much more we need to spread, but we haven't got time. So we'll have to come back for a part 2 after Ibiza.
Okay, perfect. If I come home.
I'm going there in July. We'll talk about that
Amazing.
after. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you're subscribing, liking, and thank you. Woo!